Thank you for staying with us. It is still Mainland 98.3 FM, and of course, the Morning Express continues with Mainland Focus. Time check is 8:41 a.m., and my name still remains Omobola Sandra. Moving on now to the two focal points that we're looking at this morning, taking off of the Guardian and the Punch newspaper. Tinubu WK meet security chiefs. Experts call for reforms, and that is taken from the front page of the Guardian newspaper. All right, and we're looking at it from the angle of what would you advise the government to do in the short term to tackle the widespread insecurity in the country. What are the long-term solutions, and what reforms would you suggest? Okay, and what reforms would you suggest to take the monster of kidnapping and banditry? So we have different calls here. We have on the front page of the Guardian newspaper, the story is on page 6. Just very quickly, after numerous calls for urgent action to stem the tide of killings and abduction epidemic across the country, the president yesterday met with his service chiefs and other heads of security agencies at the State House, Abuja, to find a lasting solution to the menace. And this is coming just hours after the minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, also convened his own security appraisal meeting over the horror unleashed on Abuja residents by kidnappers who have resorted to mindless killings and demands for heavy ransom from victims. All right, it's been a serious case of kidnapping that have wreaked heinous brutality in the last few days in Abuja. Aside from the fact that these kidnappers are asking for just ridiculous amounts for as ransom, they're also going ahead. There's also the killing aspect of it, and I'm wondering, if you're asking for ransom, why then should the killing even come into play? So it is believed that the president and his security chiefs will be reviewing recent security situations and come up with ways to tame the rising reign of criminals, including kidnappers and bandits. All right, so with this now, with this particular situation, the president has called for a meeting, or has convened a meeting. The FCT minister, Nyesom Wike, has convened a meeting. The IGP, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, also convened a crucial meeting with the force management team and tactical squad. And so all of these people calling for meeting, what would you advise the government to do in the short term to quickly tackle the widespread insecurity? What can they do to curb this situation that we have found ourselves? And then what are the long-term solutions to this particular situation? What reforms would you suggest to take the monster of kidnapping and banditry? As it is now, just today, there's a protest that's going to happen today. The Middle Belt Youth Forum have already called for a protest, protesting anti-kidnapping protests happening in Abuja today. And so what are the short-term solutions that you suggest? That's the first focal point. The second one is taken from the Punch newspaper. Federal government saves 8 trillion naira from subsidy removal and forex reform. And what we have in that story is a little bit laughable, but then let's get your thoughts on it. So Taiwo Oyedele, the chairman of the Presidential Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms Committee, has said that 8 trillion naira will be taken annually from private pockets to government coffers as a result of the removal of fuel subsidy and foreign exchange rate unification. And he said that it was crucial or critical for the government to spend the money saved as a result of the two policies. Now, what he said, and I'm quoting now, "The sacrifices of the Nigerian people will be the fuel subsidy removal by the government. That is 4 trillion naira savings a year. We did naira flotation. It's not perfect. We're also saving another 4 trillion naira. So we are talking about roughly 8 trillion naira transferred from the private pockets of the people to the government. So what we are saying to the government is, can we be intentional in the spending of this 8 trillion naira to make sure that it impacts the people most positively? starting with multidimensional poverty. So, with this announcement, what is your takeaway from this particular announcement? Should we take it as good news for the country? The fact that, there are some inconveniences. The president has already said it, that there are some inconveniences that we may have to go through as a nation before we can get to the promised land that we all desire. All right. So, with this announcement from the chairman of the Presidential Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms, Taiwo Oyedele, saying that, from private pocket, the fact that the sacrifices of Nigerian people has contributed to government coffers a total amount of 8 trillion naira. Should we see this as good news, or should we be concerned about the fact that yes, we have saved this money, but how is the government going to spend it? What are your own thoughts? Are you concerned, or are you happy that we're at least saving money from this inconvenience that we have found ourselves, from these sacrifices that we are making, from this pain that we are going through as a people? We are able to make some money. Should we take it as good news? Should we be cautiously optimistic, or are you concerned more about how these savings will be spent? Those are the two focal points that we have for this morning. Now, the phone line is open. But before then, would like to quickly take Fuhad Sahid's thoughts as regards the two focal points, and then we can officially open the phone line for you to share your thoughts. We're live on Facebook and YouTube, so you can drop your comments in the live chat section. Would appreciate that as well at Mainland 98.3 FM. Drop your comments there. We'll take it live on air. Fuad, very quickly, let's get your thoughts.
Okay, well, again, there's a need for short-term solutions, because if we're going to be talking about restructuring of the security arrangement, state policing, community policing, all of the reforms and restructuring, it's not going to happen overnight. As we speak, we have families who have their loved ones in the hands of these criminals. And I think the first thing that needs to be done is to get these captives out of the hands of these monsters. How that is going to be done, I think that's there for the government to sort out. I think we must also commend Nigeria, who have become very selfless, who have become their brothers' keepers, all of the crowdfunding and the support, to families who are going through this early period, in the hands of these criminals. I think we need to commend ourselves, the kind of solidarity. Unfortunately, it's not what we want to see. It's not something that we should be talking about, really, where we're now doing crowdfunding to release people from the hands of bandits. But whether we like it or not, it shows that Nigerians, and if you look at the entire effort, it is devoid of any conversation of religion, ethnicity, or anything. These are just Nigerians trying to support one another. You understand what I'm saying? So we need to commend ourselves, but ultimately, the government has to find a way to get these guys, these people out of the hands of these captives. We're only talking about these families in Abuja. If you read the papers thoroughly, Sandra, there are people who are still being held captive on the Abuja-Kaduna road who have been kidnapped. A lot. Like you said, there are also situations in Edo State. There are situations in other parts of the country. But government has to do something, really. We need to get these people out of the hands of these criminals who, seems to be bloodthirsty and are just ready to, wreak havoc. But on the long term, I think we need serious reforms. We've talked about this severally. The current structure is not working, so we need complete restructuring. You understand? State policing, community policing. We can't just continue to throw money into these things. We've been throwing in money without tangible results. So it's not just about money now. There's a fundamental problem of structure. So we need to also look at that. So a lot of work, obviously, on the hands of the president when it comes to insecurity. Like I said in the morning, every renewed hope starts with, securing the lives and properties of Nigeria. There's no hope that you can renew when people cannot see with their eyes closed, when they can't, be guaranteed, the safety of their lives and property. So a lot of work for the president and also the governors and all the political class. This is their job to do now. They saw this mandate, they have it now, they have to do the job. And on the issue of, saving 8 trillion from subsidy removal and forex unification, these are two policies of government that is bringing untold hardship on Nigerians. Like I said, the policy outlook is that, more money for government, more revenue, with the promise that the money will be judiciously used to better the lives of Nigerians. But the question is, have we seen enough commitment so far that if government is able to make more money and raise more revenue, they are going to be judicious enough and prudent enough in the spending of the money to better the lives of Nigerians. We have not seen that. There's no commitment, there's nothing intentional about really putting those money to better the lives of Nigerians. And if anybody's asking why I'm saying this, look at the 2024 appropriation budget, go read it yourself and understand what we are saying. So it's not just about the revenue problem, we have a serious spending problem and we need to address it.
Thank you very much, Said Fuhad. There you have it. Let's get your thoughts now, dear listener. What are your thoughts as regards the two focal points that we have for this morning? 0913-6000-410. 0913-6000-410. That is the number to call to share your thoughts. You can also send text messages and WhatsApp messages to 0913-6000-430. 0913-6000-430. That's for text message and WhatsApp messages. Also, we're live on Facebook and YouTube, so please do well to drop your comments on the live chat section and help us also as well to share. You can share, just share the link, share the video, and like, comment, do all that you can just to support us on our social media platforms. All right, there you have it. What are your thoughts? Two focal points this morning: the security situation, short-term and long-term solutions, and also the announcement by the chairman, Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇʀ saying that through our sacrifices and our pain, we've been able, the country has been able to save 8 trillion naira. Should we be happy about this, or should we be concerned as regards where this 8 trillion naira would go to? Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, my name is Chika. I'm calling you from my papa.
All right, good morning. Please, let's get your thoughts.
Okay, I just want to talk about the insecurity in Nigeria.
Okay.
First of all, I want to ask, there is one police PRO who came to us the other time and said that you should mind the language you use on Twitter or radio, that it can be tracked. But how did it happen that criminals went to family and picked all of them inside bush and called them with phone number demanding ransom? But police cannot track those criminals. That is the question I just want to ask the Nigerian police this morning.
Thank you very much. You know, you're not just the only one that's asking this question. The National Publicity Secretary, Jare Ajayi of Afenifere, has said that, you know, some years ago, they told us register for national identification number, register for BVN, link your numbers, match your numbers, and all of this. And everybody did that. And so, and the reason they made us do all of this registration and all of this linking was that to make it easier for criminals to be nabbed by security agencies. That was what we were told then. What?
Yes, of course, yes. The NIN, the old thing about BVN and all of the, you know, we went through a whole lot, you know, trying to do all of these things.
But now kidnappers are receiving ransom with their account numbers free of charge. No, not
Well,
is the BVN not supposed to have been used, you know, for linking NIN and all of that?
A lot of times you don't know how these ransoms are paid. People have said sometimes some of them are paid. We don't even, I don't know. We don't know.
So you've not paid ransom.
Amen. You know, so, but
Hello,
all of the
morning.
problems at that time, what's the end game for Nigerians?
Hello, good morning. Hello? Hey. All right. Please call, you can call back. Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
My name is Ambrose.
Oh, good morning, Pastor Ambrose.
We thank God for another day. Good morning, Fuad.
Morning, sir.
Yes, I noticed something about this radio station. When you pick the call, it takes about 30 seconds before you could hear the person's voice.
We're working on that, yes.
More patient. The issue of 8 trillion naira, and what is the other topic again now?
The security situation.
Security situation. And you
Short-term
could
solutions,
see
long-term
the former
solutions.
president coming out to say that if he has offended Nigerians, they should forgive him. That man words irritates my ears, honestly. And Mr. President also will come and start eulogizing him.
most of these security problems, it cost them. Because when these things were happening, he was always there. When he went to Jos, he told them that they should try to live in peace with their brothers. When there were massacres, he would tell us that he was not aware that the IG did not visit them. He caused most of this problem. I made enemies because of Buhari in my area here. And today now, look at where we are. And Mr. President ordinarily should separate himself from this man. Because I know some people will come and start telling me now that after all, I handed over to him. If he won an election clean and clear, so what is it Buhari that helped him? After all, Buhari never wanted him to become the president. When he wanted to bring out Ahmed Lawan. So, what are we talking about? The 8 trillion naira they say they have saved, I don't understand, Sandra. If they have been able to save 8 trillion, why have we not been able to see the impact? Secondly, why are they still borrowing money? You say you have 8 trillion naira you are existing, and Gary is now 2,000 naira for paint bucket. We were shouting when it was 1-2. Rice did not go down. Beans did not go down. Medicals are getting more. So where is the 8 trillion naira? We are not seeing. See, let's even assume that the way things are now, you see projects here and there, you see people working, Nigerians have a way to eat, you will discover that the pressure will reduce. There is no job, there is no contract. Government are not giving out contract, they are patronizing themselves.
All right.
So, where exactly are we going to now? And you will still see people, they will call and they will be defending the indefensible. Right. And if one talk there, they will run it down. They will run it down. This is Nigeria.
Thank you.
It never reach. God will help us in Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you very much, Pastor Ambrose. We appreciate it. Hello, good morning.
Sandra, good morning.
Good morning, Don Peters.
Yes, my name is Don Peters. I'm calling from Lɪධᴇ.
All right, please go
Good
ahead.
morning, sir, for her.
Good morning, Don Peters.
Yes, Sandra, I have been with you since you started this program. In all honesty, I want to ask you a question. Can you see any promised land in sight? Can you foresee any? In all these things they are telling us right now, they have saved 8 trillion naira, and you have saved money, but your people are hungry. You have saved money and you are still borrowing. You have saved money, every down thing is still as it is. I'm not seeing anything that I have said that I have saved, and it's not anything that is not making a positive impact into the life of the people. I think, I don't know. The best they can do right now is to face governance. That is only what will cushion both the insecurity and whatever that we are facing in this country. I think we need, I don't know, we need an intervention, honest intervention in all honesty, in every area. That is all I can say this morning, because the whole thing is not looking good. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Don Peters. Appreciate. Well, you're listening to Mainland Focus on Mainland 98.3 FM. Time check is 9 a.m. Yes, it's 9 o'clock. And we're discussing all the stories we're looking through this morning. We're looking at the kidnapping situation or the abduction epidemic that seems to be taking over in different parts of the country. What are the short-term solutions? What are the long-term solutions? Because what we have now is there's a call for state police, call for restructuring, and the fact that, to be sincere, the major people who are responsible for this are, of course, security agencies. So what encouragement or what advice or what counsel would you give the security agencies? We're also looking at a statement from Taiwo Oyedele saying that, chairman of the tax committee, saying the federal government, through sacrifices and inconveniences of the people, have been able to save 8 trillion naira. Should we take this as good news, or should we be concerned as regards what our 8 trillion naira will be spent on? Not spent on car park or carports in the car parks, because we have built car park, we also have to protect the cars from the sun. So maybe they will build carports. I really don't know. But then let's have a conversation around it.
I think you like the car park conversation.
I really do.
All
3
right.
billion naira. I want to go and check how much they are building car parks for.
And
091360410. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Sandra.
Good morning, Mr. Peter.
Ogami Fuad, good morning, sir.
good morning, sir.
Yeah, let me quickly try to provide solution, because long-term solution is what we are talking about. We've analyzed it a lot. We have discussed it a lot, insecurity in the country. And it's taking a new dimension that even if the federal capital in their estates could have criminals coming to houses to remove people from their houses and will be increasing ransom at will and are using phone to make these demands, and the government cannot track them down. I think if you listen to one Kabaya Damo on TVC, you would have heard that man say the government knows the location where these people are, and he himself can be drafted in to do this. So for me, Tinubu called security chief meeting. WİKE in the first place also called a meeting. So if you ask me about WİKE, I would have told you that WİKE was not qualified to be the EFCC or the Federal Capital Territory Minister, because the first thing a minister in the Capital Territory should have done would have been to call a meeting for security, not pulling down houses first, not dabbling into River State that he has left, but he did not do that. So for me, the solution long term is all those security chiefs, police, army, air force, navy, and President Tinubu and WİKE, all of them should go to Buhari and kneel down and beg him to surrender the list of the people that UAE gave to us that are sponsoring terrorism. If you don't catch the sponsor, how do you kill the problem? If you don't get those who are paying money, buying sophisticated weapons, if you don't get them, how do you solve the problem of insecurity? So I'm just begging them, if Tinubu cannot order Buhari to surrender the list, then they should go and kneel down and beg him.
All right.
Let him surrender the list. So that they use it to find out these people and bring them to book. So that Nigerians, our brothers and sisters, can live. Let Nigerians live. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Peter Monsi. I appreciate. Hello, good morning. Okay, 0913-6000-410. That is the number to call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yes. Fuad, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I so much respect your voice. I just want to say one thing or the other. What the last speaker spoke now is very, very instructive.
Your name, sir? Mr. Joe, right?
My name is Pastor Maxwell.
Oh, okay.
Where are you calling from, Pastor Maxwell?
Yes, I'm calling from Ojo.
All right, sir.
Please go ahead.
You see, I don't want to make long sentences or grammar. But one thing I want to let you know today, write it down. All these things you people have been trying. Fuad, I have listened to him. This man is a great. Fuad, you are doing great job.
Thank you.
You are honest and sincere. You don't even hide words. You don't even mind words. But then, the bottom line of the whole thing is that all these things we are doing is in vain. It can't work in Nigeria. There's nothing to make Nigeria work until there is restructuring. Because I could remember the Attorney General chief. Call Tinubu. Don't go to Fulani man. The Fulani man, they don't know how to rule. They know how to dominate. And the problem we're in now started from Buhari.
I think we need to be very careful to now make this an ethnic conversation. The idea of a Fulani man, they don't know how to rule, they can only dominate. I think it's not fit for radio to start with, because again, we are now making it an ethnic thing. You know, every tribe in the country has got fantastic people with talents to rule the country and make us a better country. You know, so if we have one or two challenges here and there, yes, we can talk about it, but to say no, oh, the Afeni man is saying go to a Fulani man, I don't know where that conversation is coming from. This is radio, and there are things we can't just bring on radio. Or we shouldn't even be talking about, really, if we're talking about unity and peace of the country.
Thank you very much, Fuad, for that highlight there. Let's move on now. We have messages on Facebook. We'll be back to the phone line in a bit. Mela 98.3 FM, that's our handle on Facebook. So you can drop your comments on our Facebook platform. Would really appreciate that. And just as Fuad has rightly announced, it's easier for us to, run through messages and try to, what's the word now? I've lost that.
Review?
Yes, thank you. Censor. Yes. Messages, that we're going to be reading out. But please, let's try to keep things clean. Thank you for your thoughts, though, Mr. Maxwell. We appreciate. But
contribution. Yeah.
Let's try to avoid ethnic colorization to our comments. Let's just hit the problem. The problem is the problem.
Let's address the problem.
Yes, it has nothing to do with where the person that is perpetrating the problem is coming from. I have a message here on Facebook. Irsᴛ Benjamin. Good morning, mainland crew. The government is insensitive to the plight of Nigerian people. If they do, the issue of saving money at the expense of suffering masses of Nigeria is uncalled for. Sandra, the people are suffering indeed. You buy a product today, tomorrow, same product increase with 100 naira to 200 naira. Somebody is sitting at the comfort of his office saying they are saving 8 trillion naira from subsidy.
They will be saving.
The question is, of what purpose is the money saved? Benjamin from Shogole. I had the same question too. Fuad, do you know that you can buy something on Monday evening and you go there Tuesday afternoon and it's no longer the same price?
That's what's happening with the dollars. Somebody said that I think 2 days ago, she exchanged the dollar for 1,270. The second day, 1,003. So it's the same thing with the price of goods and even services too. People just change at will. So today, Sandra, when people give you quotation, they say, as at today. This quotation is as at today.
Subject to change.
Because tomorrow you come again, the thing could have changed.
That's unfortunate. All right, Sandra and distinguished Fuad, I greet you fundamentally. This is a carryover from yesterday, since Sage didn't read my message. It's okay. Thank God we are still talking about insecurity. Mr. Fuad, I was watching the swearing-in ceremony in Imo State live, and I saw Mr. President and all the dignitaries around, and I discovered that the ordinary Nigerian is not important to the government, because if people kidnapped in Abuja had been relatives of those in government, I'm sure Mr. President may not have attended that occasion.
I agree with you completely. I agree with this message completely. We talked about it yesterday.
At the book launch.
At the book launch too.
The fact that, the president was at the book launch and it was also at the...
and right there in Abuja, there are families who are having their loved ones killed. So, again, when we say these things, they'll say, oh, we're just trying to blow it out of proportion. The same way Pantami said Nigerians were blowing the insecurity conversation out of proportion when he was in the Buhari government. The same Pantami was able to raise 50 million naira to rescue people. So when we say these things, people should know that we're not seeing that commitment, the seriousness, to solving these problems.
All right, Sandra, I pray that we are listening to this sad development. Don't end up making the news too by being
Amen. No, nobody's safe. It could be anybody.
Let me ask Mr. Fuad this question. What's the implication to this new crowdfunding for kidnapped victims? Will it not make the kidnappers be happy to know that this is actually another way they could raise money, and so that they'll keep abducting people? Is this not a dangerous development? Because the bandits will be saying, let's keep on kidnapping, since there's a new way now to raise money. These bandits are now on social media. They follow the trend. They know what's happening. Mr. Fuad, all the security summons and meetings are useless because they are reactionary measures. How many meetings will they keep summoning? Just take immediate action. James Ogbona from Oshodi. Now I have a question from James Ogbona's statement here. There was a time that they said, oh, we don't negotiate with terrorists because it's just going to encourage them and all of that, and that's where the non-kinetic,
and they said they were going to criminalize even the payment of ransom.
At some point they say if you pay,
we're going to criminalize it.
Yes, and all of that. So what do you think of this?
Look, James Ogbona, you've raised critical issues, and I have to thank you seriously for raising these issues. But what's the alternative for people? Their loved ones have been kidnapped as a result of security failure. The security operators can't get them rescued. The people demanding for ransom are killing their loved ones. What are we supposed to do? And it's not just even Nigerians who are directly related to these people. These are just concerned Nigerians who have now decided to help. The other Ariyo man is a lawyer, and he even had to drop it in his law WhatsApp group, begging for help, begging for money. It's a hopeless situation.
All right.
But what can people do? What's the alternative?
0913-6000-410. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Mr. Fuad, good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Yes, Mr. Fuad.
Your name, sir?
My name is Samuel, calling from Tɣᴇ.
All right,
Okay.
sir.
Yes, on the security issue, Mr. Fuad, I want to say something this morning. The only difference between the ordinary Nigerian and the security agencies is the uniform and the arms that they are carrying. And I'm saying it this morning, the politicians that they decided to hire all the security agents to protect them. When the time comes, the security will turn against them. That is for security. And for the Mr. Fuad, I don't know whether you listened to the president yesterday on that book launch yesterday.
Yeah, I listened.
Okay. He said something that since the former president left Abuja, hand over to him.
He has not called him.
He has never called him. He has never intervened in anything, whether to choose a minister or anything. So now what I'm saying is that these people are partners in business. You understand? For some of us that think maybe the president should stay away from the former president, it can't happen. You understand? It can never happen because they know themselves. It is only me and you that are here talking that will be fighting ourselves. These people, they eat together, they drink together, they do everything together. When it comes to issue of sharing, you understand? They don't discriminate. They don't. You can't even hear that this one is a Fulani, this is a Hausa, this is a Yoruba man. You can never hear that. Their interest is never our interest. So we should know that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Well,
They can eat together, they can drink together, be in bed together. We don't care. They should just do the job that they are there to do. They demanded for the mandate of the people, and what the people are demanding for is for them.
The president has said it that he asked for the
job. So let him do the job.
Him and all of that.
He can eat, drinks, do whatever he wants to do with anybody. It's within his rights, but he should do the job.
Well, this is Mainland 98.3 FM, and you're currently on to Mainland Focus. 13 minutes past 9, that is the time as at now. And we're discussing as regards the insecurity situation and also the 8 trillion naira savings through blood, sweat, and tears of Nigerians. There's a report
well captured.
There's a report that I have here for HAD as regards the this restructuring and state policing. I got a tweet that said that Amotekun responded to the distress call before the police in Akobo.
Yeah, they said they were very early. Yeah,
they were there, and they responded with about 8 patrol vehicles, and this is just they are 30 minutes away or 35 minutes away from where the first shot happened. Which a lot of people are now calling for that. There's a stronger call now for that state police conversation. That maybe if we had a much more closer security architecture in place, maybe things would be easier for the people. Can we continue having that state police conversation even with the many cons that come with it?
Look, Sandra, people have said when it comes to intelligence gathering, quick response, and being ahead of the criminals, you just have to devolve security to the local level. It's not even about state policing. There's no reason why we can't have community policing. You understand? So that's why Amotekun will be there before even the police, because and with what happened in Ibadan yesterday, they said they were on and they were helping with rescue. They were, so that's why we're talking about restructure. But that's long term, Sandra. If you look at how that would happen, this state policing thing is going to be long term. Short term, we have to do something.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes.
Sandra, good morning. Good morning, Mr. Fuad.
Good morning, Mr. John. Yes, sir.
Yes. I have told you several times that the government is not ready to fight insecurity. For example, now, as I'm talking now, if I should say any non-continental words, maybe abuse them in a raw language.
It's radio, Mr. John. And it's radio, please don't. Yes.
Carry on.
Within 1 day, they will fish me out. Am I lying?
Yes.
If I should say any non-continental word, language, on radio, or maybe begin to cause or rain abuses, they will fish me within 1 day. Am I lying? Why is it so impossible for them now? They are never serious. What the politicians are doing to Nigerians, God will judge. Good morning.
Thank you very much, Mr. John. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Well, thank you, Prince Wise.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, Prince Wise.
May God bless all of you. Bless our management and bless my country, Nigeria.
Amen.
I'm calling you from Lagos Island. Can you hear me?
We can hear you perfectly, Prince Wise.
Thank you very much. You see, 8 trillion still. It's a good news to the hearing of Prince Wise and some people to Nigeria. But the question is this: how are they going to spend the money? Because why am I saying this? 8 trillion can do something for Nigeria. If they will listen to me this morning, right from Mr. President down to the ministers, it is very much out of this money, take very huge amount of fees to power ministry, water, electricity, 24/7 in this country. Part of the money should go to Minister for Works. I know they release some money for the minister. They should receive more money for the Ministry of Works. Our roads should be more travel. And I already talk about my town road in Osun State, awarded by Fasola. Halfway, the road, the contractor does not work. They should earmark more money for Ila-Ora-Ekan road. They should do that now. Another road will be taken care of. So, if they can do these two things, I commend them. If the money is not taken away by few people, and finally, agriculture. They should pump money, a lot of money to agriculture. We have a green land. We can feed ourselves in Osun State, my state. I farm in my state. So if we pump money to those who are ready to go to farm, I'm telling you, till we get better in this country. Finally, and the Amatekun to be in 36 states of Nigeria. We need Amatekun in every state. We are asking for state police. Before state police, do Amatekun in your state so they can monitor every hamlet, they can monitor every village. So by the way, they will let the police with the military and security will be taken care of. Let me stop here. May God bless my country, Nigeria.
Amen. Thank you very much, Prince Wise. Appreciate. Hello, good morning. Okay, 0913-6000-410. That is the number to call for text messages and WhatsApp messages. It's 0913-6000-430. 0913-6000-430. All right, we have some WhatsApp messages here, so we'll just quickly take them. We'll be back to the phone line in a bit. Good morning to you, Mr. Fuhad and Sandra. I am Pastor Sunday from Maguru. Let me refer you to my contribution on security matter discussed on 27th December 2023. I said then that the only way to solve insecurity problem in Nigeria is to punish the culprits, and Nigeria will be on the path of making good progress in all ramifications. President Tinubu cannot solve insecurity problems in Nigeria. You may like to believe me or leave it. Excuse me. Those who are saving money are saving it for 2027 general elections. We are going through this sacrifice for another person's. It's all right. Good morning, Sandra. You're not reading my messages again, despite paying rapt attention to your program.
She's reading it now.
It's all right. That's why I read it. Security at the moment is highly politicized and compromised. Until the president decides to nail the monster with a sledgehammer, it will always be a literary debate. Noah from Igondo, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts. Good morning, Sandra. For insecurity, let the president and indeed APC play back their security comments, campaigns and promises they made to Nigerians before coming to power. Also, about the 8 trillion naira saved. Buhari's slogan was recovering looted funds. Now, Tinubu government is saving money. I want to ask, who will spend the saved money? This government. It's better we don't save, because at the end, both the saved and unsaved will turn to expenditure. This is Nigeria. And that is Emeka Moses from Lagos sharing his own contribution. I also have here, please, who will join me in making the call for restructuring of this country louder? And who will help me tell the IG that we still remember he said he is a tiger, and we are watching how.
I remember. You remember that?
I don't know, why not?
He's a tiger. Is ready for the job. He's going to talk.
Thank you, Steve Johnny. Okay, and we are watching how little dogs are carrying away human beings right at his corridor without the impact of the tiger felt. Meanwhile, I'm saying well done to the people in power. We have seen how secured we are from the days of Buhari till today. We have seen how well what the promise since 2015 have been fulfilled. We have seen how the advocates of state police and true federalism who are now in power have kept to their promises.
I'm not even saying anything about it.
Please do the praise singing louder. Now we are listening. Hypocrisy has its rewards, as we can see with Pantami, who praised Buhari's government to high heavens on security, now openly telling us how he has raised money to pay criminals. We also have Wike busy raining praises on Tinubu, also leaving the job of FCT minister to face reverse politics. Steve from Ijaniki, thank you very much for that highlight. I also have here, good morning mainland crew. The truth is that you cannot give what you don't have. This current government does not have a conscience. Before the Tinubu became president, has he ever condemned killings in Nigeria? How can darkness produce light? The government is self-centered and they care what happens to an average civilian Nigerian. I am Chris Ojubeli from Ikeja. I also have, my name is Kayode Odugweson from Jakonde Estate, Isolo. If kidnappers can be operating freely in Abuja, the backyard of security chiefs, let all of them resign now. If the kidnappers are not sponsored by the politicians, why have they not kidnapped any of their children or relatives? The reason they refuse to release the name of those given to the former president by the UAE. Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Kayode. We appreciate. Thank you very much. Also, we have here, good morning, Sandra and Fuad. It's quite ironic to see the politicians have emergency meetings suddenly because of insecurity in Abuja, where they reside. These things are happening all over the country, but they kept mute. May God bless us, and may God deliver us from them. Owen from Lagos, thank you very much. 23 minutes past 9. We are still live on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you to everyone who is sharing and liking and commenting. We'll take the comments that we have now very soon. But let's go back to the phone lines. You have just 2 minutes, please, straight to the point. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, my name is Penny. I'm calling from Bishop.
Yes, Malam Hussaini. Good morning.
Yeah, Mr. Fuad, I will continue to insist that our insecurity problem, more especially just kidnappers, until the federal government focus on that highway that I'm telling you yesterday, to recapture it back to the government, this kidnapping will continue.
Well, sorry, come again. I missed that.
What I'm saying, the kidnapper enclave in the north is around that highway that I'm talking about yesterday, from Mokwa to Matera to Tegina to Birmingham.
Okay.
That is where their enclave is around. All the ringleader of those kidnappers, they are around that axis. And they are from that axis, they unlock their name to every part of Nigeria. And the federal government just allowed that route to remain under their control. You know one thing, whenever there is a war in any country, the major thing that the police used to do is take your control of one of the major highways, one of the most important routes. And that's exactly what those kidnappers do ahead of Nigerian forces. They took that route, that highway they are talking about. The Nigerians now cannot move from that angle to Kaduna. Have to go back to Abuja and start all the journey all the way to Kaduna again, because they are it's almost 100% under their control, and we are just looking at hopeless. So what government needs to do now is to ensure that route in particular, return to the government. They have to put it under surveillance, 24-hour surveillance. Otherwise, I'm telling you, they cannot break the backbone of those kidnappers, because that's where mostly their location is. And today, They attack almost every part of Nigeria. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Madam Hussein.
thank you, Malam Hussein. I appreciate. Well, 0913-6000-410. There's one thing that he said there, and it brings me back to what you said earlier on the fact that all we have in Nigeria is reactionary measures. There's no proactive measures. So if truly we have people gathering intelligence and we have people who supposedly have some sort of military tactics and all of that, there are some things that are supposed to have been put in place when these things are already happening in different parts of the country. Things should have already been put in place in other parts.
That's why, Sandra, we have the DSS, we have the intelligence units in the military, we have in the police. And if Madam Husseini knows this, there's no way the intelligence community will say they don't know. It's just, are we ready to do the right thing?
What? We have intelligence community in the US telling us in Nigeria what is happening in Nigeria.
We should just be ahead of these criminals. That's what Madam Husseini is saying here.
Basically. 0913-6000-410. That is the number to call. You can also send your messages, text message, WhatsApp messages to 0913-6000-430. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. This is Mr. Sunday calling from Ikeja.
All right, sir.
Please go ahead.
Good morning, Mr. Fuad.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, Mogola Sandra.
Thank you.
Yes, I want to comment on this terrorist.
Okay.
There is a question I want to ask. This Nepal that have been cutting our light, that we don't have light, why don't you go and cut light that is connected to the boundary, their territory? They're supposed to cut their light so that they will not have light again, because those people, they are using electronics. Anything that is going on now in Nigeria, when they operate, they are watching television, they are seeing the reaction of people, they are hearing everything, the plan of government, everything they are hearing. They are on social media, they are browsing. So why Nepal will not go and cut their light so that they will not use electronic again? And another thing, there are bad eggs within the security system. They are giving information. So I don't think this insecurity will end until government will do the proper thing. That is my take this morning.
Thank you very much. Good morning. I think I was saying Father, is it possible?
When he talked about Nepal, I was just laughing. You know, Sarah, there's a way you look for a missing car to the point where you look into the gutter.
All the way to Nepal.
No.
How do you think to Nepal?
No, can you even blame? It's gotten to a point where you have to begin to say, okay, what can we do? You look at Nepal.
We're the ones asking questions anyway. So
you don't understand what I'm saying, Sandra. It's his own suggestion. And what he's trying to say is that, look, can we isolate these guys?
Cut them off
cut
their electricity,
even internet access, track them, and that's what he's trying to come up with.
Yes.
But I just think that, look, if Nepal remove their light, if Nepal remove their light, they probably will use generators. But again, people will say, look, can you stop them from getting access to fuel? It's a syndicate, Sunday. I'm sure these guys have sleeper cells within communities and all of that. So even those ones in the bush may not really be the guys making all of the communications. But there's nothing we are saying that I don't think our intelligence community does not know and cannot address.
Thank you. That's it. Hello, good morning. Hello? All right. 0913-6000-410. That is the number to call. But let's go back to the WhatsApp platform. Good morning, Mainland FM. On the focus today, it is worrisome the way politicians are playing with the lives of Nigerians. Many good patriots who are not in government have proposed solutions to insecurity in Nigeria, even to former President Buhari, who they said he will tackle insecurity, but it fell on deaf ears. Mr. Fuad, I know you're an advocate of democracy, but on this one, I don't see an end to insecurity in Nigeria with these crop of politicians we have in power. And maybe a return to military can bring us a moment of respite if they still have some discipline left in them as before. And that's from Muyiwa sharing his own thoughts. Well, Muyiwa, we're now in the dispensation business of politics, but what do you want to say?
No, you can have a democracy and have a secure country. It doesn't mean that democracy cannot secure it. But there are democratic nations of the world with good security for their people. We just have to do the right thing.
All right, so also have a good morning, people of Mainland FM. Be really informed that this current president can never and will never beat the record of Buhari. It's okay. Thank you, Mayor from Tᴜɪ̀nᴛᴇ. Thank you very much for sending in your message. We appreciate. I also have here, good morning. This is Sam from Magodo. The corruption has eaten up to the level that the country is insecure. Why can't the government tackle insecurities in the country? It wasn't as bad like this during the military and Obasanjo era, so what went wrong? I believe these present politicians are too money conscious and power drunk, and they refuse to secure their citizens. Rather, they mount security around themselves. The insecurity is closing them gradually. I hope they will resolve these issues ASAP, because some of these bandits are empowered by the politicians for political reasons. Sam from Magudu, thank you. I also have here, good morning, Mainland FM. You see the reason why I have been asking this question. Why is Tinubu the president?
Because he won the last election.
As announced by INEC.
And affirmed by the courts.
Thank you. Is for his personal ambition? Is it for his personal ambition or to safeguard Nigerians? You can grab it or snatch your way to power, but you can't snatch good governance. Engineer Bonnie from Alimosho, thank you very much. Good morning, Sandra and Fuad. If the president and the lawmakers can make a law that anytime there's a kidnap, all the service chairs, commissioners, DIG, the generals, their salaries will be used to settle the kidnappers. Their actions will change and they'll be proactive. Abiodun from Oshodi.
Another interesting suggestion.
I don't know about that though, but it's okay. Hello, good morning.
Oh, I can't answer.
Okay, good morning.
Engineer.
Good morning to you, Engineer.
Good morning, Engineer
Good
Niza.
morning, Engineer.
Word of God, Bible says, when the wicked,
Engineer Niza, there's a feedback.
Engineer, is your radio on?
cannot communicate,
Oh, you can't even hear us. That's unfortunate. Maybe you should call us back, sir. I don't think that there's a communication gap there. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, thank you today. My phone died 200.
Oh, good morning.
Because I get to people.
Madam Mishi.
How are you?
Well.
Good morning, madam.
You people are asking for long-term, short-term for security.
Yes.
What else do you want? When a sitting governor told us about 2 weeks ago that these people, they know who these people are, they know where they are in Plateau State. He said they don't know. So why are they not having that temerity, to secure this country for us? Is there anything in it? Are they making money from it? A sitting governor told us next 2016 or 17 that they've given these people 100 billion naira to leave this country, but they refused to go. What did they do to him? Nothing. He even became a hydra head. So what short term and long term are we talking about? They know where they, if they want to secure me, they will secure me. The one has secured me, Obasanjo has secured me, Shagari has secured me. So it's left for Buhari and Tinubu to secure Nigeria. I want to ask, how did the governor of Oyo State know that
Legal miners.
is minus? I asked one question. Which mineral is in Ibadan?
We don't know too.
I'm a geographer. I think I read geography also my higher school certificate, HSC. So I didn't see anything. No. I only know that they have cocoa in Oyo State. So where is the, instead of them to calm down so that they will know whether this thing is part of this banditry terrorism that is coming close to commercial nerve center of Nigeria, which is Lagos. I'm scared. We're not safe.
Thank you.
If they can go to Abuja and be picking people, one day they might even pick the minister. Kukuma, that one, if you don't forget, before you know they don't kidnap her.
Go for
You should
it.
be very careful.
Hey, man. Thank you, Madam Mifi. Again, like I said in the morning, we're only working with what the governor said.
According to the governor.
But I'm sure more information will emerge.
And even according to him, he said that preliminary investigation by security agencies revealed that the cause for that there were explosive devices that were kept by illegal miners. Maybe they were not miners in Ibadan. Maybe they're in transit. I don't know. But that's what the governor said.
We have people on ground in Ibadan as we speak. So I think when we get deeper into the day, some more useful information will emerge.
Okay. Yes. Thank you very much. 091360410. This is Mainland 98.3 FM, and you're on to Mainland Focus. And the two focal points that we're looking at this morning, if you would like to join in on the conversation, we're looking first at the security situation that we are in currently, and the fact that the president and the FCT minister, the IGP, everybody's convening a meeting, and there are reforms that are being called on now, state police restructuring and so many other reforms. So what would you advise the government to do in the short term to tackle the widespread insecurity in the country, and what are the long-term solutions, and what reforms would you suggest to take on the monster of kidnapping and banditry? As we speak now, there's an anti-kidnapping protest that's to be held in Abuja today, at the Middle Belt Youth Forum, protesting at the office of the Attorney General of the Federation. I wonder why they chose that particular spot, but then they're saying that they want the fact that these bandits, these kidnappers, should be termed as terrorists.
Yeah.
That's what they
want.
What
they are.
So what reforms will you suggest to take on this monster of kidnapping and banditry? That's the first focal point. The second one is the statement from the tax committee chairman, Taiwo Oyedele, saying that the federal government has saved 8 trillion naira from fuel subsidy removal and unification of the exchange rate, and saying that the sacrifices, the blood, sweat and tears of Nigerians have been able to save into the government coffers 8 trillion naira. Should we be happy about this, or should we be concerned that what would they use our blood, sweat and tears to do now that we have been able to save that amount of money? We're live on Facebook and YouTube. You can still drop your comments. We're still taking comments from our Facebook live chat segment. All right, let's go back to Facebook. We have some messages here. Prince Shola Shodeke is saying, good morning. On insecurity, I will advise capital punishment for all convicted bandits. Government can also bring back Kyari.
Who's Kyari?
Which of them? There are a lot of Kyaris.
Did the police Kyari?
No, education Kyari. Sit down.
You calm me down.
Okay. Well, government can also bring back Kyari or empower another set of officers that can take up the gauntlets. On the suffering of the masses, we should by now be riding the CNG buses promised by the government. Just give me my own share of the 8 trillion and let me leave.
Sandra, you're talking about CNG buses. Yeah,
oh, it's true. Are we moved past that?
The CNG?
Yes.
No, you ride on it when you grow old to a particular point. And then where is the student loan?
They said January.
Okay, so we are still in January.
We are still in January.
We should calm down.
Chill.
Okay.
Take a chill pill.
All right. Okay. Because students are protesting. I think it's
too early. It's too early.
To ask for student loan.
Yes.
Okay.
This is January.
Okay.
It's wicked that taught us that. Emmanuel Osuji saying good morning, Fuad and Sandra. Like Oga Fuad will say, Nigerians should just look for a way to protect it. No, it's take care of yourself.
It's part of it too.
Okay. You have added protection.
Before go.
All right. Protect yourselves, protect themselves. They should not rely on government that only cares about how to use 6 billion to build common car park to protect them from kidnappers. I just pity the family that is held by the kidnappers.
This is very sad, Sandra. Very, very sad.
We also have here on Facebook, Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇʀ let's be sincere with ourselves. It will be difficult to solve the problem of insecurity in the country, not until government is ready to be transparent in the handling of bandits, kidnappers and terrorists. The reason is, how can bandits be calling families of people abducted to pay ransom, and security agencies will not be able to trace and fish out these people? How can cash of 50 million naira be paid as ransom and banks whose function is to regulate transactions which must exceed 5 million naira to 10 million naira, and such transactions will be, will be flagged to the EFCC. There's the anti-money laundering.
I don't know how this money is. Again,
how do they get this cash?
Is it that they give cash to
They
them?
withdraw it.
A lot of questions really, which I think our security operatives will be able to answer.
What then is the function of the DSS, the SSS, and other security agencies when
these things are happening?
They cannot carry a proper intelligence report and also make use of advanced technology to track and get these culprits. Also, I would like to know why Nigerians have not seen the positive effects on the economy if 8 trillion naira have been saved from the removal of fuel subsidy, while Nigerians are dying of hunger on a daily basis. Under PDP, the entire country's budget was not even up to 8 trillion naira, and Nigerians were not suffering what we have today. The president should please take as top priority making life comfortable for Nigerians. Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇ Mᴜɪᴜ. Also have here Shonaike Yusuf Finiki. It's high time the state government and the federal government come together and form synergy with each other on this security issue. Capital punishment for kidnappers, massive intelligence gathering, and also deploy more technology to bring down these criminals. Perhaps there's a way, at least there's a way they got Nnamdi Kanu arrested. That's what I just had to respond that. Let's hear from that. Those are the messages that we have on Facebook. Thank you very much. Please do well to continue the conversation on our social media platforms. Let's take one more call and we'll wrap things up for the day. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Alakunle here.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Alakunle. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. I was trying to talk about this security issue.
All right.
And the ethnic coloration people are giving to it is needless.
All right.
We are the ones facing the brunt of this, and I think we need to look at it holistically and look at ways at which we can resolve all the issues concerning security challenges. In Nigeria, at the time in 2014, bombs were going off at will in Abuja. At the time in Nigeria, we had 14 local governments under Boko Haram. But the Buhari came in and ensured that was no more. This man continued and ensured that our army that was empty was refilled. Part of even the money that was stolen during Jonathan's government for arms deal, part of it was gotten back yesterday night. After he fought that enough, we got into banditry. Banditry, as far as I'm concerned, is terrorism.
Okay, so
anybody thinking that
we acknowledge all of this,
Yes, so I need to lay the base for it so that we should stop this ethnic. I'm trying to lay the base so that we stop this ethnic and religious matters and we face the issues.
That has been sorted.
Now we are dealing with banditry. Banditry, as far as I'm concerned, is terrorism. Because it's the offshoot of those who were displaced from Boko Haram and ISWAP and others that has taken this up. So thinking that probably police will be able to fight this, it's a challenge. Because these people use RPGs and sophisticated weapons. And if you look at the problem, even if you look at the problem, there's the social angle, there's the economic angle, there's the political angle, and at the base of all of this is poverty.
All right.
So if you don't solve poverty, all these things we are talking about, we are still playing ball back and forth. Then you have a lot of ungoverned spaces in the north. How many policemen will you put there to manage it? Bokos that had problem and manga, it's 3/4 of Lagos. That's about 2,700 square kilometers. Who will go and man that? So we need to go to the base of all these problems and solve poverty. Until we solve poverty, all these problems, looking for short-term solutions to long-term problems, we are playing to the gallery, and we'll be blaming people back and forth. For solutions, simple. At the time we were able to
Mr. Alakunle, we have run out of time, unfortunately. I'm so sorry.
I think our other shows were addressing
but of course,
some of these
the
issues.
conversation continues. Midweek politics by 1 p.m. and Situation Room by 3 p.m. Yes.
We're not the country with the largest territory in the world. And we have countries with vast, like it or not, we're in a bad to talk about really, but
probably another name for it, anyways, because they're all under the same umbrella.
Yeah,
it's just another name: banditry, Boko Haram, terrorists, everybody.
They're the same.
So
the same family.
It's still no results. That's just the whole thing. That's a wrap for today. Thank you very much to everyone who joined us. But as we all know, the conversation continues on Mainland FM by 10 a.m. The big talk will be on air, and by 1 p.m. Midweek politics 6 will be on air, and by 4 p.m. The Situation Room will be on air. Tomorrow is open forum on Thursday, so prepare all topics, all sectors, everything that you would like to share your thoughts on. You can do that by then. But stay with us, don't go anywhere. This is Mila 98.3 FM. Thank you very much for
Thank you for having me, Sandra.
We'll be right back.